Hello everybody, welcome or welcome back. It's Paula here with Paula's Imperfect Plans, where I share all things planning and budgeting. Today we are going to set up our paycheck budget for the paycheck that we will be getting this week, this Friday, and we're going to see if we can plan out where all of our money is going to go. So if that's interesting to you, please stick around. We will go ahead and jump in. I use the Budget Moms Budget by Paycheck workbook. I got the PDF or the digital version, and it's not the new one. It was a previous one, but then I can just print and use the pages that I want to print. So when we come in here to do our budget, my husband and I both work full time, and the only money that I budget for is our two W-2, our two paychecks, because that is all I know for sure that we'll receive. So I'm planning on $11.90.74, and I am planning on $17.21.44 for my husband, which is a total of $2,912.18. Now we move down into our fixed expenses, and for our fixed expenses, I set aside approximately half of our internet bill with each paycheck. So what is left to cover with this check is $44.11. Our phone bill is still getting regulated after adding a line and a new phone and international stuff in November that got messed up. Anyway, I have no idea how much it's going to be, so I'm just guessing $240. Not a clue, in all honesty. Life insurance is $131 per paycheck, and for donation, I plan on a $100 donation with this check. The next three, I consider them fixed expenses. They are annual and semi-annual bills that I cover. Even like insurance and registration, technically it is a sinking fund, but it is for a fixed bill. So I put it under this category. For insurance, with the second paycheck, I set aside $100. That is to save up for home insurance and car insurance for 6-month premiums. So $100 is going to go towards that. $45 is going to go into our vehicle registration sinking fund. I think I need $61 by May to register my Suburban, and then the rest of our registration, which is probably like $250-ish. I don't need until September, when everything else is registered to my husband, comes due. The workout subscription is fully funded, and then there are some dues. Sorry, I got a phone call, so I'm not sure where that cut off. There are some dues that my husband needs to pay, some annual dues for a group he is a part of, and we were just cash flowing that at $45. So let's look up our Now that's actually dues for two of us for something. Anyway, there are two sets of dues that were due in the month of January, and the first one of them I covered with the first paycheck and one with this paycheck, and so I was confused. All right. For our fixed expenses, that is $705.11. And if we subtract that from $29,12.18, which is what we started with, that leaves us with $2,207.07 left to budget. I'm going to just back out a little bit. I got a little bit too zoomed in. Okay, and now we're going to come down to, this is actually our savings goals. I switch these because I need more lines for variable than I do for savings. So I do the savings down here. We are starting with this category with $2207.07 left to budget. And first up, our emergency fund. This year we are aiming for $200 per paycheck. That is going to go to that. I'm not going to put anything here right now. Vacation sinking fund. I'm just going to leave that portion blank. Propane, saving for future winter heating costs, and $20 is going to go into that sinking fund. $50 into the high yield savings account for larger expenses for our kids. Medical is getting $0 because I have a medical expense that I'm cash flowing. Daycare, I am saving up to pay the person that watches my kids over the summer. So $300 is going to go into that sinking fund with this check. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put gas right here since I didn't do vacation there. Do I have a... Just looking for whiteout. So this is kind of a side note, but I used to do our gas. We have a, like a bulk fill, just a large barrel, on our farm, which is on my mom's property that we own. And then we would just like bulk fill for a large amount. And then we'd be able to get gas in our vehicles constantly in that or from that. So I would essentially put a bunch of money into the sinking fund so that I could pay it whenever they had to fill it. And I quit doing that to purchase a reloadable Quickstar gas card and get gas there and put the money on that because it benefits us through our school, through the fundraising app called Raise Right. So I have not been doing anything with this, but there is a little bit of money in the sinking fund. And instead of putting money, because my mileage check will be coming from December and I don't actually need to I put my mileage check on our Quickstar gas cards, and then I usually budget like $100 a paycheck in case we need to supplement. Sometimes my gas check isn't enough depending on how much we're driving. So I'm not going to use the $100 that I typically budget from our paycheck, but I am going to take it and put it into the gas sinking fund instead of just like normally I just take it and like I would put it towards debt or towards savings or whatever. But I'm going to start sort of building up this sinking fund because we still have the bulk fill gas barrel at our house, and we quit using it like when it was full. So it was full, but like my son's four-wheeler uses it. We put gas in our Kawasaki Mule from that, and then like maybe our lawnmower. So like very small amounts of it get used. So that full barrel has lasted a long time, but at some point it is going to need to be filled for the other things that we do use it for. So I'm trying to be cognizant when I don't need to put that $100 on the Quickstar card, I'm going to start putting it in the gas sinking fund so that I have some money to offset when we need to fill that barrel. So that $100 that I would typically put over here for gas is going to go into the gas sinking fund to save in the future to fill that bulk tank. Okay. Daycare is getting 300. Vehicles is getting nothing because we got that to 100. Our Christmas savings challenges are going to get 40. Our mini savings challenge binder is going to get $100. And our holiday binder is going to get 15. So let us add that up. $825 is total in saving. And if we subtract that from the $2207.07 that we started the savings category with, that leaves us with $1382.07 to move on to the next category, which is our variable expenses. Undoubtedly our most expensive area. And, sometimes I'm like, oh, I could cut this, I could cut that. And right now I'm just really focusing on the couple goals that we're working on and then tracking what we are spending in all of these categories accurately. So we set aside $350 potentially to groceries, $140 in spending, which is $70 for me and $70 for my husband. Beauty gets $50, and that is for a pedicure potentially. Work meals will get nothing. Drinks, $60. Dine out, $100. Car wash, $30. And kids allowance, $18. All of those amounts stay pretty consistent. And then we did I sort of added two categories that I was funding with mini savings challenges and doing exclusively cash for. I'm going to change that. So I'm going to put $50 toward towards kids, and $50 towards household, which is any, cleaning or reusable things, cleaning or consumable things for the house, any personal care things, shampoo, toothpaste, anything like that. And those are going to be tracked like our groceries and our spending and our drinks and our dining out. And then, we'll decide if there's money left over each pay period, what we're going to do with it. Cause I'm just noticing the cash isn't I feel like I don't have enough cash for it. And so I'm going to do it like this for right now, and we'll see how that goes. Amazon subscriptions is super high this month. So our Amazon subscriptions is, I have a whole bunch of Amazon subscriptions for household items. So it is garbage bags and toilet paper, paper towels, Kleenex, deodorant, some melatonin for my kids, some other vitamins, toothpaste, some different cleaning products, dishwasher pods, just a lot of stuff household related, and a whole lot of them are coming due, I set some for 3 months, 6 months, whatever it is, and there's a lot of them that are coming this month. So $144.66 is what we were paying in Amazon subscriptions this month. School lunch, we get billed after the fact what we have used in lunch and breakfasts for my kids, so I have no idea, but I'm going to budget $120 and see how far that takes us. I'm taking nothing out of our budget for gas with this paycheck. Target gets nothing. Vehicle expenses, I don't plan on spending anything towards vehicles, and medical expenses is $228. So I had my 6-month checkup at the dentist, and I have made sort of a calculated decision for myself that I opt not to take the dental insurance that's offered through my work after complaining for a lot of years that it wasn't an option, just because everyone else in my family has dental coverage. For myself, and the dental coverage, it's fine. I appreciate the option for coverage, but like even for cleanings and preventative, so I think I would have had to pay, it's this much this time. It's not normally this much, but I was due for x-rays, and so this is the whole, x-rays, cleaning, all the stuff that they do, was $228. But I think if I would have had the insurance, maybe they would have covered 80%. So I don't know. And I've gotten, because I opted not to get it, so I didn't. So I would have had to pay some money out of pocket. Obviously, it would have been a lot less. But when I think about whatever, I'm fortunate at this point in my life, and apparently good genetics and things, that I just go to the dentist every 6 months for cleaning and checkup, and that's it. So if it's not even going to cover that fully, I am money ahead. I did the math. I am money ahead by paying out of pocket and avoiding the premiums. It's normally like 170 or 150, 170, something like that. I was, it hadn't occurred to me until I got there that I was due for x-rays, which is fine. But anyway, so that was $228 out of pocket for medical expenses, which is why I didn't put anything into the medical sinking fund with this check. So let's add up what we have here. Okay, that is $1,340.66. So by far our most expensive area. Okay, and so we're going to subtract that from $1,382.07, which leaves us with $41.41 left to budget. And so if we bring this down to our final category, which is supposed to be debt, we don't have any debt at this moment or any longer, any personal debt. So this is what I put down here is our current financial goal. So what all the extra, the leftover is going to. For a while, it was debt, and then it was our property tax sinking fund to get that fully funded for March. And then it was our vehicle sinking fund to bring that up to the $1,000 that I wanted in there. And now it is throwing some extra money at vacation to start building that for, I hope to be able to take a vacation this year. I'm actually also hoping, and I need to get my husband on board, first of all, because it still involves cost, and it involves, budgeting some cost things. But what I want to do is, I don't want to say stop doing Christmas, because that's not really true, but I would really like to downsize what we do for Christmas, because Christmas is materialism and garbage, and I'm spending money on toys that get thrown away after not very long, or get broken, or they're tired of and not very long. And the thing is like, my parents have my kids are very fortunate. My mom is very active in their life and spoils the crap out of them. My brother, he always shows up well for birthdays and Christmases. So like they get, you know, a good gift and a chunk of cash from him. And then my brother-in-law, my husband's brother buys things for them, and usually some portion of it. I think did he just hand him cash this is his first Christmas. He'd been with his girlfriend and then his wife for, I don't know, 6 years, I think, since 2019. I think they started dating like right around the time that my middle kid was born. So I think they've been together for like 6 years, and they got divorced. So this is kind of his first single Christmas, which changes a lot of things because he lives in a very expensive community. And so going down to just like one income, I'm sure it was difficult, even though he does well for himself and he works a full-time job and probably 30 hours a week at a part-time job. But anyway, that's entirely not the point. But he does, usually he buys them toys, but I think for Christmas he might have just given me cash to put in their savings accounts. He's like, honestly, I figured like that would be your preference. And I'm like, I mean, like long term, that's what I want for them, right? I put it in their savings and great. But then like his parents, so my in-laws, they buy a bunch of junk for my kids. I have an aunt and a cousin that buy toys and stuff for them to open. And then I have, who else? A couple of my kids have godparents that also buy them things. So like they're getting fun stuff and toys and kids stuff from lots of people. I would really like to cut down what we do for Christmas to like, here's one gift and like, let's go on a vacation instead. Or like during the year, spend that on experiences, on going places. Because I just feel like my money gets wasted on the materialism that is Christmas. But in any case, that's a whole nother soapbox for another day. I plan on putting this last $41.41 into our vacation sinking fund, which brings our goal category to $41.41, which then does give us our zero-based budget. So if you have any questions, I'm always happy to engage in the comments below. Please hit that like button on your way out if you enjoy this kind of content, and consider subscribing if you would like to stick around for our little bit of budgeting and planning chaos that we have here on my corner of the internet. I so enjoy having all of you here, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.